Om Asato Ma Sakkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar and international national viewers. You might be seeing a little different attire. I'm traveling around, and yet how can we miss our appointment with each other and with the Supreme Divinity? You can witness at the background we have Mahavatar Babaji, we have Lahiri Mahasaya, we have Jesus Christ, we have Sri Yukteswar Giri on his left, as you're viewing on your right, and you have Paramahansa Yogananda. You have Anandamayi Ma on the left of Jesus Christ, and there is a free witness whose back is towards you as you witness, and this free witness is, who is this? Ekam Advaitam. There is only one. Who is that? That's you. That's you and me. Notice what is Vedanta talking about. Vedanta, the spirituality, the religion. Religion generally as dogmas, rituals, things to do, and most of the youngsters today, we've been interacting with all our young boys and girls and the young men and women of the modern crowd today. If you ask them, what do you believe in? And they will always say, no religion. I believe in spirituality, but no religion. And when you ask them why, because the religious people are always fighting and trying to say, this is better, that is wrong. Yours is wrong, mine is right. So they try to say, no religion. But spirituality, yes, I do believe in. And that spirituality is Ekam Advaitam. It's the ancient Vedanta. What is Vedanta talking about? If you talk about Vedanta, the entirety of thousands of years, 6,000 plus years old, Vedanta, in one simple sentence, it goes and says, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. Who's that? You. And this is what is in Chandakya Upanishad, is being told again and again and again. When student has come back and I'm telling father very proudly, I finished my studies from the Vedanta school. Father asks him, did you learn in your school, Vedanta school, what is that one thing? If you learn, you've learned everything in the world. One thing. And that makes Shaunaka, name of the student, very confused. He said, one thing? How can it be? If I learn mathematics, I learn mathematics. I learn German language, I learn German language. If I learn anything, it's only one thing, isn't it? How can it be if you learn one thing, you learn everything? And this is where Father goes ahead and explains to him 9 times in Chandakya Upanishad. And he goes ahead again and again and explains, and 9 times tells Tat Tvam Asi. So entire Vedanta, if you want to summarize in just one sentence, it is Tat Tvam Asi. What does that exactly mean? So we have been through this, and this is the essence, so we go through it again and again till clarity dawns, and It is not I understand it. It is not that I know it. It is I realize it. It is not I know how many types of mangoes are there and how many trees and what roots and what leaves and what are the differences and which is more sweet and which is less sweet. It is tasting that mango, eating that mango. It is realization. It is being aware. And that Tattvamasi is, when you express the Vedanta in 2 sentences, from 1 going into 2 sentences, the first explains oneness, no duality, ekam advaitam, one alone exists. And that oneness, if you and I can understand that, you are away from all sufferings. There are no COVID-19 then bothering you anymore. There are no poverty or lack of job or financial stress or family relationship problem and quarrels. Everything goes away. How can that be? So let's resurface with some of our earlier learning. Thousands of waves. Ocean in Mumbai, in Goa, in Madras. Thousands of waves coming and lapping. I'm right now in Chennai with my dear daughter and her husband Rajat sir. They are the one who are organizing it for me so that we don't have a missing time. And we shall get more elaborations on this on the Sunday section in the morning through the Zoom. But right now, those thousands of waves, when I was looking at it, I was taking a little picture in Kovalam beach and early in the morning, and suddenly I was wondering, what's that black thing? It was early morning, 5:30 to 6 o'clock, just beautiful dawn and tiny bit of red and orange coming into the sky, and I suddenly found in the ocean something huge, black, almost black. And I shifted my eyes from seeing through the camera to look without the camera. I didn't understand because the black thing had gone away. And I stopped filming and I looked trying to see, does it happen again? And suddenly, instead of right in front, it happened on the left side. And I looked to see a huge breaker. Must have been 15-20 feet. Huge breaker in a beach like here. And I was tempted to go down there and naturally could not. So those waves are different waves. Tiny bubbles, froths, and a little bigger, and a little bigger, and a little bigger. And I am one of that wave. And you and I are. We are the waves in the ocean of life. And we are discriminating from me to the other. Look at that wave. Small bubble living miserably. Why? Haven't done his work. He's wasted his life. Didn't study in the school and college. We discriminate them. And we say, I am. I am. I am. Today we are going to take up the talk on Karma Yoga. We have done intense amount of work on Bhakti Yoga, almost 3.5 sessions. Today we are going to take on Karma Yoga now and going to go through the introductions of that. To understanding it, bringing in Babaji, Shankaracharya, Vivekananda, Mahavatar, everyone together. And coming in, understanding it. Now, I suddenly look at that wave. Oh my God, that's a huge wave. That must be Bill Gates. No, Dhirubhai Ambani. Lakshmikant Mittal. Who's that? Big. Oh my God, even that one. That must be a tsunami wave. And I am so small. So I have comparisons, bigger and smaller. This is not oneness. But the oneness will come in if I make a statement. Try and understand. Waves have water in it. Revising what we have been through it, okay? Waves have water in it, correct? And if you are saying yes, you are wrong. Recollect. Waves have water in it. Is it so? So, let me show you. This glass has water in it. So I can separate the water and I can separate the glass. The water will be in another container, let's say in this, and the glass is separate. Two objects, glass and water. Refresh our memory. Can I take away the water from the waves? Would the wave sustain? No. So it is not true that the waves have water in it. It is not true the ocean has water in it. What is the truth? Vedantic. If the water itself has chosen to be the wave, or the ocean, or the bubble, or the water spray, or the fountain, or the waterfalls, or the river, or the pond, or the little puddle in a rainy season, if the water has chosen to be so. So, when I look at the water, the entire ocean, the wave, the bubble, the froth, their names and forms and functions change. Now what has it become? One thing alone. Yes, sir. It is the water alone. That water alone is Ekam Advaitam. That water is something like that you and I have to find out. And this is what Shanaka is being told by his father again and again. Tat Tvam Asi. What is that one thing in you and me? Is the consciousness. Until unless you and I are conscious, you can't see me, you can't hear me. Imagine you are in coma, or unconscious, or in deep sleep, or anesthetized for operation. You can't see, do anything. So, it is the consciousness. Just like the water in the waves in the ocean, just like whether it is Tiffany gold or Tanishq gold or PNG gold and thousands of brilliant, dazzling, or a Dubai gold market. Beautiful market, by the way, when you go and see, either get dazzled. But they're different ornaments of different shapes and names and form. Tiara to bangle to chain to whatnot. They're all gold. One substance, gold. One substance, water in the ocean, the waves. It is one substance in you and me is consciousness. When you and I look at the consciousness alone, and consciousness is, as per Vedanta, is called Brahman. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is being called Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Satyam, existence. You and I say this glass exists, my computer exists, my mobile exists, I exist, my wife exists, my husband exists, my children exist. That's existence. But Vedanta says, no, those different forms and etc. is not true. What is true is the existence alone, an ocean of existence, has chosen to be you, has chosen to be a dog, a dolphin, a book, a computer, your husband, your wife, your children. Existence, ocean of existence has chosen to be dolphin or a dog. Has chosen to be you and me. The water has chosen to be the waves of the ocean or the waterfall or the puddle. Existence, consciousness. With the consciousness, the existence is experiencing the world. This world is Brahman, but created with Maya. Maya comes in from where? Maya gives you the name, forms and functions. Maya itself takes its entire energy from Brahman. But the Brahman alone is not doing any work as such. But the Brahman is giving all the energy. It is like the moon. You say, beautiful moon, look at this full moon. But the moon has no light. The sun's light falls on the moon and is reflecting and giving this earth a beautiful moonlight. Those of you know it, you know it. But you notice when we look at the moon, we don't think of it. It's the sun's light falling on it. Same way, the Maya draws that strength from Brahman. It's like in a busy marriage function. You notice the house lord or the owner of the house or the male head of the function is actually sitting and maybe doing nothing. Maybe he's smoking a cigarette or having a drink. But if the mother of the house, who's running around and doing everything and managing everything, is like the Maya. It's like the Prakriti. It's Mother Kali. But notice Mother Kali has got one foot on top of Shiva. Shiva, the destroyer of the universe, is lying helplessly under Maya. And this is why in India we worship Matri Shakti, Vishnu Mata, Kali Mata, Durga Mata. Notice Mahishasur, I'm going a little off track, but it's very interesting. Mahishasur could not be killed by any one of the gods and goddesses. Nobody could kill. But Durga Mata came and killed. And notice, which is this Mahishasur? As per Chandi Puran, this Mahishasur is nothing else but the evil tendencies in who? In you and me. The evil within us. The Asura Pravritti. The Sura Pravritti is the goodness. And that is killed by Durga. Who is that? The Prakriti, Kundalini Shakti within us. Awakened, and it has, notice, as per Chandi Puran, Durga Mata is a virgin mother. How could she have 4 children? Kartika, Saraswati, Lakshmi and Ganesha. How? They are called Manas Putras, and ancient rishis have given these for us to understand the entirety of Brahman and the functions of Maya. So here Durga Mata is playing the role like the Kali Mata somewhere, or the Kali Mata is the one which Paramahamsa Ramakrishna always worshipped. And a beautiful statement given by Vivekananda in 1000 IML near New York. It was 2nd of July 1895. 1893, 11 September, he gave a talk in the World Conference. 1895, this is the Thousand Island Park. He was giving a talk on 2nd of July, which was a Tuesday, and Vivekananda is talking about Mother Kali. And there he goes on to say, in connection, that you think I am an absolute Vedantist, Advaitavadi. I am actually a devotee of Mother. And you know what? Whatever you see me doing talking, it is not me. The mother is talking through me. I am not an Advaita Vedantist. It's the mother who is speaking through me. And you all say Paramahansa Ramakrishna is the devotee of Mother Kali, and all he does is the mother, mother, mother. But he is actually the true Vedantist, Advaita Vedantist. Outwards, he expresses Mother Kali. And what does Paramahansa Ramakrishna say? He says, you all call Brahman, I call Mother Kali. This is, we have Advaita Vedanta, we have Advaita Vedanta, like Ramanujam, Shankaracharya 1400 years ago, Ramanujam about 300 to 400 years after that, around 1100 years ago, and like that it continues. Vidyaranya about 700 years ago. They all have done intense research on what we are talking about today, in which cross-referring, understanding, and getting to understand how do we couple what Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji, the Param Brahma, Kalpa Yogi, Mahavatar Babaji, with Lahari Mahasek, Trishra Giri, Paramahansa, Yogananda, and coupling with Swami Vivekananda, Holy Mother Sharada, and Paramahansa Ramakrishna. Advaita Vedanta with Kriya Yoga. How do we couple all this? Is today, some of it will be, as we are proceeding, will be with clarity, we shall understand. Now, in Bhakti Yoga, you understood that we will refer to that. There are 4 forms of yogas. There is Bhakti Yoga, there is Karma Yoga, there is Raja Yoga, there is Jnana Yoga. Now, spiritualizing the life in understanding first the basic background. Realization is not just understanding but becoming aware of the truth. So the truth is one consciousness. How do we remove all the suffering? Oneness is number 1. And number 2, second sentence. What's the second sentence? Express the divinity from within. Make it realize it. Make it aware. Make it oneness. That divinity and oneness. How do we do this oneness? I know all the waves now. I'm also one of the waves. But I realize if I have become Buddha, Jesus Christ, or Paramahansa, Ramakrishna, or Mahavatar Babaji, or Jesus Christ, I realize every one of the waves are not different bubbles or froth or tsunami, or a big wave or a medium wave or a giant wave, but they're all water. Every human being, men or women, boys or girls, babies or adults or dying people, or animals or plants, or planets or mountains or the waterfalls or the ocean or the desert, they all are one existence and one consciousness. With the consciousness experiencing the existence of that. This is not just a Bluetooth earphone. The existence itself has chosen to be the Bluetooth earphone. Existence is. With that understanding now, 2 sentences. How do we do this oneness now? Is coming into from Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Ramanujam talks about Karma Yoga as the last, and Bhakti Yoga is number 1. And a beautiful analogy between Shankaracharya and Swami Vivekananda. You recollect the differences of the rope and the snake? Walking down the darkened alley, let's say I've gone to visit a temple, and I suddenly find a snake in front. So I say, snake, snake. and I had 2-3 friends with me. And one of them said, no, 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 I have been through this. It's not a snake. It's a rope. He says, wait, and he shows the light and shows it's a rope. So now, what is Shankaracharya saying? That understanding this entirety as oneness, we will come down to Karma Yoga a little later, is what? One is falsity of the world. What is the falsity of the world? Jagat Mithya Brahma Satyam. This world is not true. The waves are not true. The water alone is the truth. Shankaracharya wants you to look at the world like that. Shankaracharya say it is not a snake. Snake is false. It's a mirage. The rope is the truth. But Vivekananda says beautifully, he says, after all, could the snake have been there if the rope wasn't there? Because the rope is there, it appears as snake because of the paucity of light and darkness, and it appears. Snake and rope both are one. So all the waves, depending on the respective of the size and the shape and the form and the name and the form and the function, they're all one consciousness. One alone exists. And this is what Vivekananda's explanation. Little different from Shankaracharya, more close to you and me in our heart. In the understanding, now getting into the little background revisions, Karma Yoga. Now, Karma and Karma Yoga are different. Generally, you and I are used to saying Karma Phala. That means good, good, bad, bad, all faces the law. This is Vivekananda's word. Whether you do good, you will face good. Shubh Shubh Bolo, Shubh Shubh Karo. Our great sayings in India. Why? So that you enjoy good things. And they say, Bura mat bolo, bura mat dekho. Why? Because the more you see evil things, that's what you're going to face. There is pravritti and nivritti. Pravritti is being a good person, a good Samaritan. I'm doing kindness, looking after the poor people, looking and being kind with my family members. I'm being respectful to everyone. I'm being caring, loving. And you find suddenly a big display and everybody puts up a big picture of a, let's say, industrialist, and he says, ye karma yogi the, and he has done a great work. Maybe he's made billions or millions. He must have created great industry. He's done a great work. But he is not a karma yogi. This is called pravritti. Pravritti is the outside effect of the world, which is karma. Karma is good. Good, good actions. You're creating good, good things. You're creating good results and good efforts. You're taking care of lots of people. You're being kind and good with the animals, with the people, with your relatives, with your husband, with your wife, with your children. Nice, very nice. But that's pravritti. That's not karma yoga. Karma yoga. Why is it not karma yoga? You will say, come on, it is karma yoga. I know many of you say, I'm so happy. You know why? Because pravritti is outwards. The actions are out to people. That husband, that wife, the children, the poor, the beggar, the destitute, the education, the school, the hospital, the colleges, the industries. Yes, it is doing wonderful thing, but it's outwards. But look at it. The great masters of India and the world is withdrawing that within. That's called nivritti. What did Buddha do? Buddha renounced that world. He could have continued to be a good king, no? What did he say? There is suffering. There is a cause of suffering. And I'm going to show you the answer to the suffering. Hey, wait. You can remove the suffering. How do we remove the suffering? We talked about, we're coupling now, okay? And we will soon understand the enormity of Babaji, the great yogis, and understanding Babaji's grace and the blessings and Kriya Yoga, along with understanding of the Vedanta. They're one. Because we do not understand, so we try to say, I like to follow this one. If you want to drink a bowl of soup, do you need 4 spoons? 1 spoon is enough. So understanding, realizing, and we will find soon, they're not different, they're actually one. So, Bhakti Yoga you understood. Bhakti Yoga is love and devotion and oneness. First, in the Bhakti Yoga, in the Sankhya philosophy, the God is up there, God is in the heaven, God is in the temple, in the church, in the mosque, but differing ways of the religion and the practices. But look at the difference in the theistic religion. God is out there. Where Sachin Tendulkar scores a century and he does like this. What does that mean? God is up there at blessed be. And you will see big signboards, billboards in all over Europe and America. Dial 1-800 -- if you want to meet God in heaven. That means where? God is in heaven. Where is that? A place. And where will you meet him? After you die. Generally it is after you die. After. That means in terms of time. It is in terms of place, somewhere else. What is Vedanta saying? God is here. God is right now. God is you. Tat Tvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. Main hi Brahma hu. This is the difference now. Brahma is in my wife, is in my husband, is in my child, is in that poor, in the destitute, is in everywhere. And look at the beauty, the power of the Vedanta. If I am not conscious, if I am right now not conscious, will this world stay for me? If I'm unconscious, if I'm in coma, my world vanishes. So, Brahma Satyam, that consciousness alone is the truth. Jagat Mithya. What does it mean? Mithya meaning falsities. Meaning, it's not true. How can it be not true? Hey, come on, sir. I can see the world. I can touch it. Okay, you are in coma, but Jagat is there with me. Now, as per Vedanta, hot potato. We all love to eat it. I'm with Ira right now. It is her favorite food. Hot potato with butter. But that hot potato will soon get cold. Is it heat? Is it borrowed quality or intrinsic quality? Its intrinsic quality is not in the hot potato. It is borrowed its heat from the hot water. Hot water is borrowed its heat from hot pan. The hot pan is borrowed its heat from the hot fire. But the fire has intrinsic quality of heat. Where is it? You take it to Siberia, North Pole, it will still be hot. But not the water, not the pan, not the potato. Same way, it's mithya. Jagat is mithya. Why? Because I am in coma or Jagat vanishes for me. Now, that consciousness alone is the Jagat. If I'm not conscious, if you're not conscious, you can't see me. And if I'm dead, the world will become zero for me, isn't it? So try and align slowly, and you will understand, you will realize it, just like eating the mango. So now, what is Karma Yoga saying? Let's first understand the spirituality and the religion. Religion is a way of life. Spirituality is becoming one. And where is it? Religion is the ways and the dogmas and the rituals and the practices and say Om Namah Shivaya and running off to the office and saying, oh, I forgot to say Hanumanji. He is going to get angry with me today. My day is going to be bad. You run back into Hanumanji, please, please, please. That's not religion. You wish to practice it, go ahead. You can do anything. That is the Bhakti Yoga we talked about, okay? You are welcome to practice everything. So here, do it, Vivekananda's words, one way or all the ways. But do it with absolute, that sincerity of understanding and becoming aware. What is that Karma Yoga now? Pravritti was outwards, a good Samaritan, good person, good citizen. Social system will vanish if it is not. Families will vanish if I am not good. No, wife is going to run away. There's a beautiful statement, no? You better take care of your wife, otherwise somebody else will. Now, this is what it means. I have to be good and kind and caring. Now, but nivritti is, recollect, uparati, shata sampatti, viveka, vairaga, shama, dhamma, uparati. Uparati is, shama is controlling of senses, dhamma is controlling calmness of mind, controlling of senses. Uparati is controlling that energy down inwards, like Buddha, like Jesus Christ, like Paramahansa, like Vivekananda, like great masters, thousands of them, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, Ramana Maharshi, and Buddha, Jesus Christ, and there are so many. Taking it inwards, Ek Omkar. That oneness is where? Inside. And you know, the beauty is the moment it is inside is well lit, where is the light going? The sun's light will go out. The consciousness light will light up the world. And that is where it comes in with the nivritti. So, today I'm recollecting two small incidences. It is given by a beautiful, a very famous monk. And his name is Swami Sarva Priyananda. All of you are very familiar with him. A great monk doing a great work. And often when I listen to him, I say Swami Vivekananda is speaking through him. He's talking about two incidences. One incident, an oncologist from Edinburgh wrote to him recently. Say, I'm an oncologist, I do not believe in God and religion. But you know, Swamiji, he's writing to him, I have witnessed, I can recognize, I can identify every part of a body. The skeleton, the muscle, the fiber, the heart, the kidney, and he's an oncologist to the cells and things like that. He said, I can identify everything. And I was looking at it. I'm not a spiritual guy. He's saying so. I'm not a spiritual guy. But today, I suddenly had a reflection. I can identify every part of that human body or my own system. I'm looking at my body. I'm looking at my X-ray. I'm looking at my whatever, sonar or MRI or CAT scan. I'm asking, which one of this part is I? Which one is me? The heart is me, the brain is me, the arm is me, the kidney is me, the liver is me. Which one? And he says, I'm amazed and beginning to understand, Swamiji, what you talk about. The second incident Swamiji is sharing, he was coming to Toronto. He was coming from Nebraska in a flight with a little girl, 17-month-old Gloria, with her mother sitting right next to him. And mother was showing various things outside. That is an aeroplane. And Swami Sarvapriyananda is expressing that this girl, seeing possibly his orange colored robe, very attracted to it, so she was seeing it. She could speak, but she could understand. So Swami Sarvapriyananda says, I understood that though she can't speak, but she could understand any language. And as per the ancient Vedanta, that the babies understand mother's language right from mother's womb. You and I can't understand maybe 2 or more, 3 languages. They can understand any language. Now, this baby is showing. Mother had just said aeroplane. The baby is also showing. Can't speak. And mom is saying teddy bear. Meaning, this is teddy bear. This object is teddy bear. That object is an aeroplane. This is the book. And then, Sarvapriyananda is beautifully explaining. He says, mother took out from her mobile and showed one picture, which was glorious picture. And mother is showing the picture and saying, and who is this? And Sarvapriyananda said, that time I did not reflect, and little later when I reflected, I realized the deep message of Vedanta. What did Gloria say? Gloria looked at Sarvapriyananda with big eyes and said, meaning, this is me. That picture is me. She did not point a finger and said this. She said, this is me. It's already started. I am this body, I am this name, I am this form. Gloria, girl, 17-month-old. And this is how you and I are living today. So now, in the spirituality journey, Bhakti Yoga, in the Karma Yoga, will take on with the Karma Yoga. The moment I oriented myself with this name, form and function, I want to feed this body with varieties of good food, good clothes, good sight, good sensation, and all kind of sensual pleasures. Why? Because this is me. Gloria is also saying the same thing. This is me. So why do I want to do this? Why do I want to love my child, my wife, my husband? Because they are mine. This is my family, my house, my car, my computer, my mobile. Me, mine and myself. So this is where Karma Yoga is coming in. As a good Samaritan, good person, good kind, but that is pravritti, going outwards. Nivritti is being the wave. I'm still playing the role of a good wave, but I know I am not this. I'm playing the role, but I am detached. It doesn't mean I have to become a monk and go up to the Himalayas and think of my family sitting in Himalayan cave. Vivekananda is saying, those who run up to the mountains and caves and lives and dies thinking of God and meditation has missed the way. And those who are headlong jump into the family and the samsara, they too have missed the way. So then what's the way? Very beautifully Vivekananda goes ahead and says, be in the samsara, be in the family, be where you are placed, but become monk-like. You are the wave, whatever be the shape or the size or the form. But you know, I am not a wave, I am the water. I am the consciousness, Sat-Chit-Ananda. Aham Brahmasmi, and the Brahma. And so are everybody. And this is what is called oneness. Do it, Bhakti Yoga, with the Karma Yoga. We're going to discuss more in details of the Karma Yoga. Or, so what is the Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga problems are selfishness. What is the answer? unselfishness, monk-like attitude, detachment. I am there. I'm still eating. I'm still drinking. But I'm not the one drinking. A beautiful example comes in as an analogy from the ancient Purana. Vishnu, very famously known as couch potato, he is always lying down. And Mandakini cooks beautiful food and says, Vishnu, I have made it specially for you. And Vishnu says, okay, I'm going to eat. And as he goes to eat, suddenly he says, wait, wait, wait. And he's rushing up. And Mandakini says, where are you going? He said, wait. And he goes out and Mandakini is a little upset. And no time Vishnu comes back. This is from Vishnu Puran story. And he comes back. Mandakini said, what happened? Where did you go and how did you come back? He said, oh, I was going to Varanasi, Kashi, because you remember that devotee of mine who is so entranced and just taking my name, and he was totally mad and he was totally in love with me, Bhakta, and he happened to walk with his dirty feet over some of the dhobis' clothes which are lying, and the dhobis are mad and they were throwing stones at him. I was going to save him. So she said, then why did you come back? He said, no. I came back because I saw my Bhakta himself has picked up a stone. He doesn't need me. He can pick up to him. So I've come back. So Mandakini feeds him. After feeding, she is feeding him, the story goes on. Mandakini, Vishnu is eating. Vishnu Puran tells us through the Puranas some beautiful messages to us. Vedanta is not for everyone. Purana is for everyone. Mandakini sees Durvasa is sitting next to Yamuna river and eating one chapati made out of grass seed. Seeds of the grass ground and made chapati, and one chapati. He eats one chapati in a day. That's why he's called Durvasa. The Mandakini says, my Lord, he's your closest devotee. Why don't you give him good food? The Vishnu said, it's a good idea. Why don't you go and feed him? She said, can I go? He said, please go. So as she is going with her maids and food and things like that, Bhavatarani river, which is bifurcating the heaven to the earth, a mythical river, which is the mother, Bhavatarani. She said, you can't go. She tells Mandakini, you are in the heaven, you can't go to earth. She says, I am Vishnu's wife. She says, you can't go. So she goes back to complain to Vishnu. Vishnu tells, okay, what you do, you go tell Bhavatarani, if my husband had never slept with me, never eaten anything, then please let me pass. She said, what do you mean you're sleeping with me every day? I just fed you food. He smiles. They go and tell. She goes and tells obediently, and strangely Bhavatarani river parts. She's very surprised, but she says, okay, I'll come back and ask him. She goes, and Durvasa Muni naturally does Namaste, Pranam, and she cooks beautiful meal and gives it to him, and Durvasa Muni ate up everything. And now, after feeding and all, Mandakini has to go back to heaven. As she comes, Bhavatarani river is there. She said, you can't go back. You have gone to earth now. You cannot go back now. You have to stay there only. She said, I'm Vishnu's wife. She said, whoever he may be, you can't go. Now Mandakini trying to call Vishnu. Vishnu is not picking up telephone, missed call. No reply. She goes back to Durvasa. What do I do now? So Durvasa Muni tells her, Mate, you go and tell Bhavatarani Mate that if Durvasa has not ever eaten more than one chapati made out of grass seed, then let me pass. She says, what do you mean? I just fed you so much. He says, Mate, go and say. She goes and says, and Bhavatarani river parts. She is very surprised that she goes and asks Vishnu, what is the secret? This is what I would like you to reflect upon it, think about it. Through the Raja Yoga, what is the system? Karma Yoga. We'll discuss more in detail. I would like you to think about, ask me any questions. You may email, call up, talk, or in the next Sunday session. In the Raja Yoga, what do they say? Our mind is scattered, thinking of millions of things, can't sit still. So, if you focus the mind and become one with who we are really, with that consciousness, you attain Samadhi. That's one way. Jnana Yoga is saying you've forgotten who you are. If you only know who you are, then you will attain that oneness. We'll take on each one of them subsequently. And today, before we finish, let's finish with the salutation. Akasha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Vayu Shanti, Jalaspataya Shanti, Agnyaya Shanti, Gau Shanti, Uttaradesha Shanti, Dakshinaya Shanti, Purvadesha Shanti, Paschimaya Shanti, Om Manaha Shanti, Chittaha Shanti. Om. May the Divine Mother, the Mother of the Universe, Jagat Janani, Brahman, Prakriti and Purusha, protect each and every one from all the sufferings and sicknesses and disease. Keep a bubble of protection with the practices that you do and yogic bal. And all those who are around you, be protected, absolutely, and be removed from all suffering and sickness and disease. May you be blessed, may you be peaceful,